Thank you. Awesome. Okay, cool. We'll see you soon. All right. Thanks, Rusty. All right. I've saved the day after destroying the day. So this is what's basically happened. We left Talladega this morning, and I plotted into our GPS that we need to go to Beale Street in Memphis. But unfortunately, I typed in Beale Street, Selma, Tennessee, which took us into Mississippi, then back into Tennessee. We've completely missed Memphis, and I apologize, viewers, but the good thing is we're about to go to Jackson to visit Rusty's Hollywood Car Museum. They're not open today, but I just rang Rusty. He's coming in from his house, and he's going to open it up for us, which is awesome. So, save the day. Remember, eat your vegetables, kids, because you don't want to be wearing these. Let's hit the road and make our way to Rusty's Car Museum. We got a massive treat for you right now. We've been lost for most of the day, but we made our way to Jackson, Tennessee. Rusty, welcome to BLOKESWORLD.
It's nice to meet you, man. I'm glad to have you.
Oh, mate, we are stoked to be here. And if you're wondering why I'm wearing this ridiculous grin, it's because we've already done a walkthrough. And what you're about to see here is absolutely amazing. This is your TV, movie, and car museum?
That's right. Catered from cars, from TV, movies, and motorcycles. But anything that's been on film, I love it, you know. So that's what I try to cater to.
And it's perfect because this is the perfect road trip that most Australians do, just drive across the south. So we're telling you, everyone at home, this is a must-do, must-stop.
Yeah. And it's right between Memphis and Nashville, right on I-40. So it's most people come to one or the other, so I'm right in between.
Well, actually, I read the GPS wrong and typed in the wrong coordinates, so we ended up here anyway.
Man.
So let's head on in.
Yeah. The Skyline here is from Fast 4, and that is the original car from the film, and that was Paul Walker's car in the movie, and it's a 99 model Skyline. The fire suit over in the corner, you said you just left Talladega. The fire suit's Ricky Bobby's fire suit from Talladega Nights.
Oh, I saw that. I got goosebumps when I walked in.
Top off the car and his underwear.
And so this is the actual suit
Yeah,
from the
that's
movie?
the actual suit and top off. And I've got a lot of other parts of the car, the wrecked car too, the Wonder Bread car.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
You haven't got a windscreen with a Fig Newton sign on it.
Yeah, man, they're delicious. The Love Bugs last fully loaded, and that's a 63 model Bug. All the movies have at least probably 3 extra main character cars, but when you get with the Herbie movies, they'll have 30 cars to do every little thing, you know.
Yeah.
The DeLorean I got, this one's just all original. It's 81. This is just how you could have bought it for yourself in 81 instead of... And I could never bring myself to screw holes in it to turn it into a time machine. But they're more famous for Back to the Future than anything.
But I do like the fact that you have put a flux capacitor.
I've got a flux capacitor, and I got the Nike Air Mags. And like I said, I hope to get a real bad one day and maybe turn it into a time machine. I've had that car for almost 20 years, and I just can't seem to do it.
That is awesome.
The red car that's hanging from the ceiling, it is from the second Back to the Future movie. And in 1989, that's what they thought a 2015 model car was going to look like. People that like hot rod stuff, that was built by Gene Winfield, who's like real famous for the fade paint jobs and the Mercs, chopped Mercs and everything, and he built that for that show.
And so when you get these sort of stuff, are you flying to Hollywood to go to auctions?
No, I never.
People know who you are and they get in contact with you?
Like a lot of them they know that I'll buy it without haggle, because a lot of people, I bought a motorcycle just a few weeks ago, and the guy wanted to deal with me because he knew that what I was going to be doing with it, and I expected a movie bike. I know it's not going to be perfect or whatever, you know. A lot of people want to ask 500 questions, want to come, and they don't want to deal with that. They want somebody who's going to pay them and sell it. The Ghostbuster car is a Cadillac Miller Meteor, and this one is a replica. They never sold the car from Ghostbusters. Sony Entertainment still has the car, so the only way you're going to have one is just build it. So I just found the car in Iowa and just went at it. And
back when Ghostbusters were men.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. So this would be a manual, and then you one would be an automatic.
Yeah. The Mustang is the world's fastest lawnmower.
I've seen this. I remember this on television.
And this was built by Jesse James on the very first episode of Monster Garage. Actually, Jesse James actually worked on this one. And this thing will actually cut grass at over 100 miles an hour. The back deck will raise, lower, and cut grass. And that's like a 1990 Mustang GT.
That's awesome.
Here's one of the more famous cars that I got. This is the actual car Paul Walker drove in Fast and Furious, the very first one.
Yeah.
And this is your screen used car. and it's a 95 Mitsubishi Eclipse.
This is the one I identified with, the Starsky and Hutch
the Starsky and Hutch car. This is a 75 model, and they use 74, 75, 76 mile Torinos for that show. They really wanted Chevrolet Camaros, and Chevrolet wouldn't do any kind of deal with them, and Ford said, here's 6 cars, you can have them. And so no telling how many Torinos because of that deal. That was the beginning of product placement. You know, they wanted that.
Yep. Awesome, the Coyote.
The Coyote's from Hardcastle McCormick, and that was one of the original cars from the show. And there was never such a thing as a Coyote. It was just a custom-built car. And that was probably my favorite show back in the day, you know. The Blues Brothers car is a 74 Monaco, and that movie holds the record for cars destroyed in the movie. They destroyed over 500 cars making the Blues Brothers. It's got a hopped-up 360 on that one.
Awesome.
The little purple MGB is from a movie called Norby with Eddie Murphy, and it's the original car from that movie. And you get people, they come in here and they know exactly what it is and just start laughing right when they see it. The motorcycle is from an old comedy called Blank Man. It's one of the Wayans brothers' first movies.
Yep, I remember Blank Man.
And that thing will actually, he was a poor superhero, and that was his motorcycle, and that thing will actually run on a subway rail. If you look real close, like the crutch is a steel brace, the baseball bat's the braking system, and the battery's in the trunk. It would actually do what you were seeing on film.
And of course, one of the most famous cars of all,
the Wayne's World Pacer, and this is one of the ones that Paramount actually had. The other one sold for like 40-something thousand the other day on Barrett Jackson. If you drove one of them, you got called everything. Fish bowl, fish tank, pregnant roller skate, or
That's
something.
awesome. Have you ever had a couple of beers and got in there with 3 of your mates and put on Bohemian Rhapsody?
If it was not the real car, I'd actually drive it.
Yeah, right.
The Batmobile, this one's fully functional. This one runs, drives, tagged, licensed. Most of these you see don't. If you see one, most of the time it's a shell. The motorcycle is from the TV show Batman, and it's a 66 Yamaha 250 Catalina, so Adam West Batcycle. The General Lee is a 69 SE Charger, and just about everybody knows Dukes of Hazzard. They destroyed about 400 cars. The bad thing about a Charger, man, they love them in movies. They use them. Dukes of Hazzard, Fast and Furious, Death Proof. I mean, almost every movie you can think of, man, they destroy Chargers, and this took a lick on them. They said when they was filming Dukes of Hazzard, it got so hard to find one. If they seen one sitting out in a parking lot with it, they would start leaving notes on them saying, hey, you want to sell this car, you know? The Mustang is from Death Race with Jason Statham. And this is the original car from the film.
Wow.
It's got a functioning ejector seat that actually works. It's metal. It's just real light metal. It's got the stunt guns on it right now, but this car will fire 2 real 30mm machine guns. They were firing blanks, but they're real guns. And this thing's probably got some 500 miles on it. It's a brand new car when they done this. It looks like it weighs a ton, but it's actually, it's hollow metal.
Yeah, right.
A lot of work. When they said they spent over $250,000 developing these cars. Each part will interchange. You know, it looks like it's shot right now, but if you actually look real close, the car is drilled and tapped, and you can change it out from being shot to not shot, you know, for different scenes in the movie.
Unreal, Rusty. Thanks for having us around, and thank you for opening up and letting us in, man. We really appreciate it.
Anytime you're through, you just holler at me.
Anyway, it's been a big day. We've seen some great cars. We've met some great people. We've had some great fun. And unfortunately, in America, if you haven't got yourself into a caravan park by 6 o'clock, then you're locked out. And we're locked out. And we're taking our NASCAR road trip very seriously. Drinking some bush. Got myself some Ricky Bobby toast. Got some Fig Newtons in the fridge. And just in case, if we don't get a chance to go to it when we're in Nashville, I brought White Castle to us. 8-0 and Camera 3, go to White Castle. Make sure you watch that next week. But check out our accommodation this week. We're the only ones not driving a Kenworth or a Western Star. There you have it. Dairy Queen, straight in front of us. See, it's not all glamour here on Black's World. Let's go back inside. We're going to record another episode of our weekly podcast. Let you know the true stuff that really happened today. Anyway, until then, be nice to one another, and we'll see you next week for more Black's World. Till then, well, welcome to real life Blokes World. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, and I realised that I might have thrown my wallet in the Dairy Queen bin. So we've driven back 40 Ks to find out if this bin has got my wallet. If you want to know if it has, you better be watching next week. See you then. I'm spewing.